If we have a look at one of the threads, then as we can see, the thread title is shown here, which is what we're doing with that piece of our PHP script. This part here, which shows the links and the username and the user status, which is user rather than moderator, is what we're doing with this line here. The main part of this loop is to show the details of the user and the piece of text itself that they've posted. So if we have a look here, as we can see, the user name is posted here, and then we have the date, and then how many posts the user has posted. The reason why this shows 0, I should explain, is that this post was added at an earlier point in the testing process, at which I hadn't added a facility to increase the number of posts. Now that the whole system works, every user should show posts, if simply for the fact that they've posted once. So we should never see this with any new users that you add. And here is the text of the post. Then we have a line below each post here. As we can see, each of these rows fulfills each of those pieces of data and puts it on the screen. We also have this line, which we're not seeing at the moment, and what that is the facility for the user to edit their own post, so that if they're the user, if we were logged in as, say, Mr. X, then we would see the edit post hyperlink coming up here, where we can edit this particular post here and change it to whatever we want, or delete it. Since we're not logged in as Mr. X, we're logged in as this random series of letters. We're not being shown this. We would also be shown this particular piece of information if we were a moderator. And here's the condition that specifies that. If the particular user ID that has been passed back from the SQL query is the user ID that's been registered with this as a session variable, then we get to see this edit post, or if we're logged as a moderator. So that's where the condition is located. We store the body text on the page within these two functions, strip slashes. Now this takes out any slashes that were added to escape dodgy characters such as apostrophes that would have thrown out our SQL syntax. And so these are taken out again when we come to output the data onto the screen, and we use NL2BR. What this little function does, very useful, is to convert all new lines, NL, to BR, which is HTML line breaks, so that they will be correctly formatted when passed as HTML. Finally, there's that line at the bottom there. This end part of the thread.php script does very similar thing to what it did in the main page. Let's have a look at what it's doing here on this page, and that is it's showing the numbers here, and since we don't have enough posts, we're not seeing the little arrows either side of the numbers which show what posts we're viewing at the moment. We also have these two hyperlinks, add reply and new thread, and both of these lead to the post.php script, except that one of them includes the new thread equals true variable along with the URL.